Let's see if it's a new link.
Should be the same one. It should be the same one. Let me see if the stream starts here.
Okay. Yeah, it's a different one. It's a different one. I'm gonna switch it out quick.
My bad, dude. Fuck, I don't
No,
know what
no,
happened there.
it happens. It happens. It's happened to me before too. That's happened to me before too. Okay.
Is it the same link or a different one?
New link.
Is it?
Yep. Yeah, we switch links.
Let me go back.
Yep, it's good though. It should be good
Okay.
though.
Okay.
We're active now. We're live. We are live. Let's see. Hopefully people join from the other link to this one. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're good. No, we're
All right,
absolutely
very
good.
good. Sorry, guys. Something happened and I got kicked out.
We are good. We're live. Welcome in, guys. Happy Friday. We are back. Part 2. We are back. We are back.
All right, we should be good. Okay, we can get started once we get like enough people in here.
Let's wait till like 8:35. Always 8:35. We'll get started. Welcome in, guys. Jetson. Welcome in, Jetson. Dorsey. Carolina.
Morning, guys.
Someone said Rav on the pre-market Casamigos Friday.
Casamigos Friday. Yeah, we see what we can get today. Market looks good. I actually like this action. The fact that we're gapping up is exactly what I thought would happen, and it's happening. And we are going to see. We're going to fuck around and find out today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett, I'll let you go. Start with the economic calendar.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get started. Let's give it one more second. I want to wait for some people to join in.
Sounds good.
We have some stragglers. Everyone's sleeping in. That's it. Everyone's just sleeping in on Friday. They made their money this week. They're like, I'm not going to trade. Anyway, let's dive into it. So today's session, obviously today is Friday, June the 13th. There is a lot of news going on, right? We have news overseas, right? You guys probably saw some headlines overseas. This is obviously causing the market to move down in the pre-market session, gapping down, and we've now recovered a lot of this gap down. Nothing political at all, but for people who don't tune into news, just so you understand what's going on, right? There are strikes on Iran's nuclear programs, right? And several other strikes last night and early this morning, and that's what's causing some a little bit of volatility in the pre-market session, as well as our after-hour session yesterday, right? So that's what's going on right now. In terms of economic data going into our Friday session, right? Our Friday session, June 13th, we have consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. That's the only big data release we have for this morning session. So 10 o'clock, big data. Besides that, going into next week's data is big as well, right? So next week data, we have mostly Powell, right? Powell is going to be the focal point of next week. On Wednesday session, we have the interest rate decision, and this is going to be big, right? A lot of people are now estimating that we're going to get another no rate cut. But let's see what futures are pricing in on Monday, and we'll talk about it going into our Monday session. But for now, guys, understand that we have big data next week. We have big data this week with CPI, PPI. Next week is going to be all about the interest rate decision at on Wednesday session. So we are in for a nice week ahead of us. I think it's going to be hopefully better than this week. Really, we like trading conditions this week have been very poor. Though I gotta say, like we've got some good value this week. Next week, I'm hoping we'll get better moves, right? Because if you look at the market, we'll talk about in a second. Market's barely moved, right? Market has not moved very much, and I think maybe next week with this catalyst, we could see a break of range, a break of this consolidation. Maybe even today. I mean, maybe we get it today. But let's see what happens going into our Friday session. Again, just repeating myself: 10 o'clock data, consumer sentiment. And with that being said, let's dive into our SPY chart. Rav?
Yep. So going to SPY. Um, so basically nothing's happened, guys. So we came back above 599. This was the range low for the last few days, and we basically they bought back up, dipped back up pre-market, and we're going to be opening. I don't know. We still have like an hour to go. We may be opening green as of when the market opens. Again, we're just going to be using this 599 area as pivot for today. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Hopefully, we get a gap down and then a rip back up. But this 598.50, 599 area is going to be the pivot for the day for me. As long as it holds, just keep an open mind, and we're gonna see how we open. Honestly, that's the only level I have. The 598.50, 599, and see how we play. If we gap down under that and sell aggressively, we could use that level to go short. If we hold and or dip and reclaim, we're going to use that for longs. Obviously, there's that 601 level from yesterday as well for resistance. So if we can take that off the open, again, that's another level where we could be potentially interested to go long off of. But those are the two levels that I'm keeping an eye on. Brett, I'll let you cover your levels.
Yeah, exactly. It says there's a little bit of feedback on your, people are saying there's a little bit of feedback on your mic, Rav.
Okay.
While I'm doing my PCR, I'll just let you, I'll let you look in to see what's going on. I don't think there's anything, I think it's fine, but um, my speakers are off, by the way, so you should be hearing it through me. Anyway, guys, on the SPY chart. So for me and SPY, right, we talked about this yesterday session. Uh, on SPY, it was all about 598 yesterday. Remember, we said the upward trend line, the key level of demand, that was the level yesterday. Now, I wish I could tell you that I long SPY yesterday at open because that would have been nice. I didn't, right? That was kind of like my big mistake yesterday was like why I didn't even get a good trade yesterday at all, right? For me, it was just kind of just watching all day yesterday's session. Now, the reason why was because you had the long yesterday early, right? 598 maintained as the hourly uptrend, as we spoke about pre-market, and we ripped all day into our supply zones, right? Now, this morning session, it's kind of like deja vu, right? We've moved right back into demand again. We're right back into 598. And the key thing now is where do we go moving forward? If you go to if you rather you can just go to the 5 minute chart first for 1 sec, just so you can see it. But if you look at Rav's charts here, right? Rav's charts basically the same thing as mine, right? Nothing really is different besides a few extra levels here. But for me, it's 598 key level demand today, right? If we are above 598, we're bullish. Where do we go to? We probably move back into 601, 602, right? 601, 602 is big supply. If you're looking for shorts, you're probably looking for 601, 602. That's what it is. If you're looking for longs, you want to see SPY maintain 598. That's it. For today's session, that's how I'm combating it, right? If we lose 598, I will be careful on longs. We probably move back into the pre-market lows. If we hold 598, we move back to 601, 602. So that's the key understanding today's session. And even though there is news impacting the market overnight, trust me, I see it too. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening. Focus on technicals. Where are we opening on SPY this morning? Look at where we open. Look at where we opened yesterday. You can see on Rav's chart, right? You see where Rav's pre-market is in yellow, and compare that to where we are now, right? Something is going on here, but market's holding. Okay, market's maintaining. Let's focus on levels today. 598 bullish. If we're above it, we go back into 601 supply. That's my sort of understanding going into a morning session. Uh, ES chart. I'm gonna go over ES, Rav. I don't know if you have any levels in ES.
Same thing. That 5940 is upside, and then this sorry, the 5940 is the downside level that I wanted to hold, and it did. This is the dip and rip. Last night I wanted to long this area here, but this is the area that wanted to I had hold, and we are holding. Now we're approaching SPX 6000 here, which is going to be that 598.50 level on SPY. So if we can clear that, this will be a good zone for us to go base and then long off of. But pretty much same level on SPY, 598.50, 599, and then 601 is that 6009 level.
Yeah, exactly. And on the ES chart today's session, right? I'm talking about all this, all like, oh, as long as you're above 598, it's about bullish, right? But if you look at the ES chart, you probably want to if you want to give it some room today, you want to see ES 6000 reclaim, right? That if that can reclaim, and you see how important that is in the 5 minute, the 15 minute chart, right? In the intraday timeframes, you can really see how important it is. It's a very big intraday pivot. It's where we opened at right into our previous day session, Thursday session. Today's session, if we can reclaim 6,000 with a strong build, we should get that move back at 602, right? And back into 6035 in ES's chart, right? So the levels on ES chart for people who trade ES futures, it's the zone between 5990 and 6000. That's the big supply in front of us, and we are open right back into that level. Can we reclaim it? If we can, that's where upside comes in. It's kind of an interesting discrepancy because if you look at SPY's chart, SPY's already reclaimed 598. On the ES chart, you want to give the 6000. So it's a little bit of a discrepancy there in ES and SPY. But I think that the general idea is the same, right? If ES can reclaim and SPY's obviously already holding, then market should go higher. If ES loses 5990 and SPY loses 598, the market's going to move lower, right? So that's, I think, just trade those levels and you'll have a good Friday session. Yeah.
Yeah,
Qs?
another thing to call out here, every overnight short is now we're almost retraced the whole move back up. So whoever short overnight pre-market session thinking, that this is just going to be like a big sell days will be under pressure. So if we can get back the structure back here, right? You can kind of imagine bears who just shorted the news are in big trouble. So if market holds and then just shrug this news off, could be a massive squeeze there. So we got a cognizant of that. At the same thing, if they bought the step, right? Whoever bought the step, shrugging off the news. If they sell, all of these temporary buyers will turn into sellers. So market could go either pretty big on one side or the other. So we got to be careful to just be on the right side. QQQ.
Yeah. Yep. So on the Qs chart, I'll talk about this for a second. On the QQQ chart, your levels, you have 529, you have 52260. On my QQQ chart, I have my levels on Qs this morning is 530 as big resistance. So I make big, I mean, basically the same thing as yours, right? So 530 on Qs, just round it up a little bit, right? That's if you actually look at the QQQ, that's that low, that after hours candle, right? So that 530 level. Besides that, you have 526 as support below. If we can pop today to 530, that's where we have resistance on Qs. If we lose 526, which is our level in our pre-market session, we go lower back in the 522.50, right? So very, very simple chart here in Qs. Market is very much so still in range, right? We just moved right back into the bottom of that range now. So if we are holding 526 for bullish, we move back into 530. If we pop into 530, that's where we have resistance. Let's see how I'm not saying we should short resistance today. I'm not saying that, but I am saying we should watch to see what happens at resistance. That was the key thing that happened yesterday too. Yesterday we moved into resistance. We sat in resistance for like an hour, 2 hours. Today's session, let's see what happens. Right, be 530 is resistance. If you want to look for shorts, that is where you're looking for. That is your level to go short. But let's see if we can actually take shorts there, right? So watch 530 as resistance on Qs, 526 as demand on Qs, and then below 526 we have back into 52250, which is the next big level in QQQ. You probably don't have much to add there in Qs, right, Rav?
No,
You
pretty
don't really
much the
have
same. Honestly, it's just I'm just like using like spy as overall direction, but it's the same thing. If spy goes, maybe there'll be a little like lagging or leading factor behind Qs and spies, but at the end we just want like direction. So if one thing goes, the other thing will follow. So that's just a matter of the game. And yeah,
yeah.
I do agree with the levels. These are the only ones. We'll better see. 530 reclaims. I think we are back in action on Qs.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But let's dive into charts. Let's go into our actual tickers today, guys. We are going to now humbly ask for some likes here, guys. 236 likes on
Guys.
Rav's stream. Rather, they literally just said screw you, Rav. That's what they're saying.
No, we just gotta ask, man. Guys, please put the like, press the like button, subscribe.
It help it helps a lot.
I feel so weird just asking for it.
We're like the streamers. I don't know, like any of the big streamers, but we're like those, like the video game streamers. It's like it's basically we're no different. We're no better. Uh,
What
anyway,
shot
let's
is?
yeah.
Tesla?
Let's see. Tesla, sure. That's the Tesla. I'll let
Um,
you do Tesla.
Alright. Tesla is in a no man's zone for me. So you guys can see this green box. Now, 2 days ago, I said buy Tesla long as 312 holds. This is that green box zone that I mentioned, right? And then Tesla ripped all the way back to 317 plus. Okay, sorry, sorry. This is here. This is the 1 hour chart. Okay, this is where I said buy, and this thing ripped, right? And then what happened? As Elon and Trump, made peace, this thing just faded. And there's actually a bigger meaning to this sell. Tesla is about to release their automated, the driving thing, and there are whispers around that saying that they may still delay it. They may still, after years of delaying it, it may still be delayed because if they find some fault. So some of the selling that you're seeing here is because of that fear, and some of it is also due to the Iran news now. This zone is still holding. Okay, my bias is still pretty same as long as this zone here holds 310, 312. So today, if we get a retest to 312 and we are holding it, okay, you could use that to go long on Tesla. So I think if this thing holds, we can form a swing low around this area and then get back to 320. That is possible. We'll watch this win parallel with SPY. If SPY holds, Tesla's relatively stronger, we will long Tesla. Okay. Well, I caught a nice Tesla trade last Friday. So last Friday it moved well. So today, let's see if we can catch a nice trade on this. But these are the two levels 310, 312. I want to see it hold for Tesla longs. If we lose that, maybe we drop to 306. That's the next level. Okay. So based on market direction, if Tesla is strong and the market is strong, I like longs on this.
Yeah,
Brett,
I
you
mean,
want to cover?
nothing different for me there. I mean, it's kind of the same stuff.
Yeah.
My big resistance on Tesla is 332, right? So if you
Hmm.
guys recall from yesterday's session, 332 was a resistance we spoke about. I like for me personally, I will probably stay away from Tesla between 332 and 300. If I now it's kind of like it's a huge zone. So is it wrong to say that? I mean, I think 332 is big resistance. If you pop up there, you short it. If you pop it, if you fail at 295, you just long 295. It's simple. Uh, Big resistance, big demand. You just look for overextension trades on it. Can you trade it in between the range? Yeah, you can. Like use Rav's levels there. You can absolutely trade it between 316 and even 310, right? Those are your big levels. So you can absolutely trade this in between then. So don't just listen to me and look for the extreme highs and extreme lows. You could trade it in between and have a good session because again, the range is so wide here where like it is plausible to trade into the range. But yeah, I totally agree. 332, big resistance, 295, big level. You also have 310, as Rob was mentioning, and you also have, I think you said 316, 3 and 6. What was your, what
310,
was,
312. These are the demand zones that need to hold for longs. If they lose that, go short. That's as simple as that.
because
This is the intraday pivot,
yeah,
intra range pivot.
it's also if you look at what Rob's saying too, it's also that like structure higher, right? So the recent higher low is formed at 310 now. So absolutely, right? If it holds 310, it's bullish.
Yeah.
Um, let's do NVIDIA. Want to do
Yes.
NVIDIA? Let me start off.
One of my favorite charts right now. Last few
Yeah.
days been long in it. Very strong. I have changed my view on Nvidia ever since like last week. So every time we get a dip, they are buying it. And you guys can see this green box here. This 143.50 is the level that I've been using to go long off of the last few days. And it's been working so far. And today is the same thing. So today we are at 143 right now. If we can clear 143.50 convincingly, I go long on this again and I use that as my level. So as long as we hold above this, we always push into this 145, which is again big supply. We've rejected it once, twice, three, couple of times here already. So 143.50 breaks again. We're going to just magnet to 145, and if 145 breaks, that means SPY is really starting to squeeze today, and we are in for a good session. But I'm not going to trade it as long as it's under 143.5. But if it breaks 143.5, I will take it long.
All right, so this is the one thing yesterday that I wish I would have just longed at the open. If you guys recall, what did we say yesterday about? We said semis are bullish, AMD was bullish, Nvidia needs to reclaim 142. That's the bear bull. It actually opened bearish, right? Remember we opened bearish on Nvidia. We were talking about 142 as resistance, right? As soon as it reclaimed 142, it reclaimed 142 at 9:30 in the morning and made almost at that point you'd see in Rav's chart, right? The 5 minute chart, it made literally a $1.91 candle, right? I mean, they're just an insane move on the video at the open. That was the candle to get long. And for me, like I don't like trading the first 5 minutes. I like to kind of like sit out the first five and just get the candle closures, right? Get some proper direction. If you did that yesterday in the video, it's just the big move already happened, right? So going forward on the video, right? The same pivot from yesterday's session was 142. If we are above 142, we're holding bull. Now, what Rav's saying basically is he wants to look for PMH to break. If pre-market highs can break, you can see a break above 135, 143.50. If that clears, you see 145. In my view on this, right? Not just going into our Friday point of view here, but My like larger term view on Nvidia is it's a pressure cooker and it's building really well. If it can reclaim 145, this is going to see like 150, because that's that next big macro level. So on a big technical break over 145, this could be a really nice trade. Now, I think waiting for 145 is not so smart today. You probably should just trade it long above 143.50. It's probably
Yeah.
smart pre-market high break.
If it
You
depends on
can look
how
for
we open.
target
If
back
we
at
can open
145.
strong, just
At
trade the strength.
145, like
Anything
we're
that
gonna
I trade
moon,
today
right?
will
This
be
is
just
gonna
on
moonshot
momentum.
back into 150 plus. If we lose 142, that's your big demand from yesterday's session. If you lose 142, I would be cautious of going along in this because it probably fades back into the 140s. That's what I'd expect here in NVIDIA's chart. So again, big level 142, big level 145, intraday level 130, 143.50. That's like my view here in NVIDIA. But again, same idea.
It's the same thing with momentum. Yeah, I will exactly do the same trade I did last 2 days. That's it. 143.50 long, 143.50 long. Yesterday's trade was should have held. I just didn't hold. But it was a very good trade. Today, I don't know. It's in a non-tradable zone for untradable zone for me. I know this 142 is key, but I don't want to take it on weakness here. If it does show
Yep.
strength, I'll take it. Maybe I'll take it if it does a 140 flush and reclaim or something like that. But I would not take it right here. Me personally, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be exit liquidity. I'll be like a little scared. So I
It's
just
tapped. It's tapped too many
it's too
times.
many
I
times. So
agree.
it's just
Yeah.
like it's just a little scary. But on strength, I'll take it. I just know that then there are buyers are there. So it's just I'll take it on strength. We'll see. We'll see. It all depends on SPY. Honestly, that's how just going in with an open mind and market has to prove me right or wrong today. That's my whole mindset for today.
Yeah, I agree. No, I absolutely agree. Well, let's see. Let's like I think today's session is going to be interesting to like if you don't know what you want to do off the open, just wait, right? Like there's going to be opportunities today. Market's volatile. We have wide ranges. Just if you just be patient, right? You don't have to be the first person to long the video at 142. There's going to be opportunities, right? So if it can reclaim and build over 143.5, that's where you get the nice breakout trade. AMD, want to do AMD?
Let's do Apple first. I just want to say something about Apple. Thing is, look at Apple. No, like a weakest name last few days, but green. No other name is green today. In the tech world. Apple's green today, and we're hovering at that 200. Big opening candle of 200, 201. This could be a trending day today because there are a lot of shorts on Apple in these areas, and Apple's just opening super strong on bounce off of this 195. I don't know what it is, but this is, I think they have some news around demand surging in China and stuff like that. But this could be another trade. If the entire market goes through turmoil, Apple safe bet. They are. They could be one of the names that we could trade. 200 is the big level. We can clear that and hold. Maybe we could go long on that. You want anything to add, Brett?
Uh, Absolutely. Like this is I actually longed this yesterday session. I longed it yesterday at like 11:10. I ended up exiting this a little bit in the red. It was barely red, but I exited this trade. And the same thought process that I was having here was what I had yesterday. I was actually a bit early to this though yesterday, right? Yesterday's session, even it did get strong, right? And the reason why it got strong was because it was a weak name turned strong. And eventually what's going to happen is there's relatively weak names for many weeks in a row. They're going to shift to being strong, and Apple it may do that, right? And because again, why would it do that? Because the heavily shorted names are people are going to take profit on that eventually, right? And when you have a positive catalyst, right now there is a positive catalyst. There's chatter, and I think you were saying it too. Apple iPhone sales rise in May, so like you have a little bit of positive chatter here. If it can build 200, this could be a nice long opportunity today's session. Yeah, absolutely. This could be a nice trade today. Um, Again, though, the pivot though from yesterday's session was actually 198.50. So you can either this is higher risk, but if you see us pull back to 198.5 today, it's a long. It actually still is a long. So watch 198.5 as an intraday pivot long entry. Also watch 200 build for long entry. That's what I was watching yesterday, and today's session, same idea, right? And as you can see, this is one of the strongest names. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 198 as the pivot for yesterday, but same idea. So if, this is something I like actually. I don't mind taking it on a dip also because it's a good risk reward.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we'll see what we can get.
Yeah. AMD, little AMD action.
Sure, I'll let you go. I don't trade AMD.
Cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. Right, we're cooked here in AMD. That's the general theme right now. So remember yesterday I said AMD strong. I talked about all this bullish jargon, right? And now this morning, I don't know. 118.5 is the level, right? This is a problem now, right? Now that we're under 118.5, this is an absolute problem. What could you do here now in AMD moving forward? In my opinion, you still have 116 demand below. Okay, that's still demand below. 116 big demand below. But the problem now is you're sandwiched between a big resistance and a big support. I don't really like trading stuff like that because again, how could you have conviction here, right? So even though we're holding big support here at 116, 116, we are still under major supply. So for me moving forward on AMD, it's simply this: 118.5 reclaims, we can long it. Simple as that. If 116 breaks, we can short it. That's it, right? So 116 breakdown, move back in 111. 118.5 reclaim, we move back to 122, right? So that's the general theme here in AMD. I would stay away from this chart today's session if we're sandwiched between these two levels, because for now, I would keep it on the back burner. Someone said, Brett, nobody cares about AMD. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Someone
All right,
saying,
we'll move on.
let's do PLTR.
That's what everybody cares about. PLT. Everyone cares about
Yeah,
PLTR.
I want to see what it does because there's like a potential war coming in. I want to see how PLTR is gonna trade also. We're kind of fading the news though, so it's a it's a big drop from these highs here, too overextended. But for long opportunities, I'm watching this high here. So this gap that you see here, right? There could be a potential play. If people are going to buy anything on PLTR, I want to see it above this level here, 134.50. Let's keep it 134, right? 134, 135 zone. If this thing opens strong and gets back into yesterday's closing price, I like a long setup on this. I know we chopped around here, but this news could really be a catalyst. Now, I don't like it really short side here. The next level I have is 132 and then 130. But if it can get a one strong green opening candle above this level here, I don't mind just using this 134 area as a base to go long off of on this. I mean, and I say I, but I don't know if I'm going to trade this. But just so you know, when I say I, it's you. Oh, Brad, I'd like you to.
134.
Yep.
134. I think that's the level. It's 134.
Yep.
Absolutely, right? 134 reclaims upside back in highs.
Yep.
Right now, though, it, I mean, I know like that's the bullish reclaim level, but it did fail, right? This is a failure. I am surprised it's failing when there is the news the tension overseas, because POTR usually does well during like those war events. But it is under resistance now, 134.
But
I would
the entire PLTR move is propped by short squeezes. This look at the last time it reclaimed 134. It went all the way to 140 almost, right?
right.
So this entire move is being shorted or sold into, and so if we get another strong candle here, all these shots are getting squeezed, and we may even potentially break over 140. So this is something I am watching because this looked too obvious, and then they just faded this entire move. So if they do another, it will be like an FU to to these people who are selling short here. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to trade this, but it's a very interesting level. I like when moves like this happen and one side loses big and then suddenly they get to fight back. These kinds of
Right.
reversals are where usually big money is being made.
Yeah. 134. I like it. No, it makes sense. I don't really have much to add here. 134 is a big level.
Yeah, the level. It either goes or it doesn't. That's it. If it happens, there's a trade. If that doesn't, it's just going to keep going down. It's as simple
Yeah.
as that.
Scamazon.
Amazon, like it's all you, man. I don't think I've traded Amazon this year yet. So
Does anybody want to take Amazon with me today? Does anyone want to get smacked around a little bit? That's Amazon. So, uh, Amazon 212, I mean, this to me reminds me of AMD, right? Good thing is I have no intention of trading Amazon today. 212 big resistance as major supply. 209 big demand below. There is no trade here today, right? For me to take a trade on Amazon would have to be above 212. If it can reclaim 212, that's where upside comes in. If we lose 20, if you lose this pre-market level, which now is at this point it's got to be 208.50, right? 208.5. If you lose 208.5, we move back into 206.5. So you're basically just the same as AMD. Remember, AMD's kind of sandwiched between two levels. This is the same chart. 212 resistance, 208.50 support. Don't be long back into resistance. Don't be short back into demand. That's all we have to say here on Amazon's chart. What about Microsoft? Want to do Microsoft Meta?
sure, let's do Microsoft and Meta. Honestly, Microsoft is kind of in a no trade zone area for me. This it again, it was a weak name turned strong, and we pushed super strong and squeezed, but we came back down here. Now, if you guys look at this chart here, we are about to form like a kind of like a head and shoulder pattern here. Okay, so if we can get above this 476, it's bullish, but as long as we stay under this, it's bearish. And the big support level that we have to break under for a breakdown is this red box that you see here. That's the 470 level. So right now, I don't really see a trade idea. I mean, there are better long setups than Microsoft, and there are better short setups than Microsoft right now. So as long as it's within this tight range, I don't think I'll trade it, because you guys saw how choppy it was in this range, and right now it's back in this box, and I don't want to participate on a day when there could be easier setups. So that's
Right.
Microsoft. Do you want anything to add?
No, just 476, right? That
Yep.
my big level my level of Microsoft is 476. If we're
Yep.
below it, I would stay away. If you're above it, we can see a reclaim, move back in highs. That's
Yep.
all I have here, Microsoft.
Yep. Same thing.
Uh, Meta. What about Meta? Ooh,
Meta is actually super interesting because it's had the 200 MA area again. It had the lot of promise earlier in the week. Then it actually popped right back into supply, that 7 or 10 area, which is where a lot of longs chased, including myself in this area. And this thing just massive failure after that. So everyone that's longing here are basically getting stopped out in this area. Again, this 200 MA area could present a lot of buying opportunity because this is like the last area of defense. For a long setup, I really want to see 680 flush, maybe find support around the 678, and then a reclaim of 680. If that happens, I like a long setup on Meta for a potential swing low forming, and then go back into the 690 area. But no trying to trade with the momentum here, because this is clearly starting to trend down, just like Nvidia, just like Amazon, just like AMD, and many other names. But if it does start showing strength forming a swing low, we can use a level like 680 as base to build our position. uh, that's pretty much it. This is not my top watch today. My top watch is obviously Spy and Tesla, and Nvidia. But this is something I'll be keeping on the back burner.
okay.
Um,
Nothing to add here for me on Meta.
yeah.
Pretty much same stuff.
Let's look at LLY. I saw like so many requests. Oh, looks like I did some analysis on this last time around. Yeah, this is the scenarios that we wanted. So right now we're still holding that structure. There's like literally no trade here. The stock hasn't moved much, right? So either we try to test this 797 area, which is the previous breakout level, and we bounce and then make a new high, or we just break down and come down to this level here. There's nothing here for us to actually trade. This is kind of boxed here. It's still trending. It could maybe go to 830, or it could retest this area and go up or down. That's it, pretty much.
I love those drawings, Rav. I love those drawings.
I'm,
That's diabolical.
call me artiste. Guys, smash the
That's
like button, guys. Like, we have over 1,000 people watching. We should be at least close to 1,000 likes. Okay, hit the like button.
how is that possible?
That means everyone's it's free. UNA that's a dead ass chat, man. Like I don't know, like there's like nothing happening in this chat. So just trade safe. Follow levels, follow stops. 285 still holding. There's that big level
UNH.
pivot, and it's curling. So EMA is curling for finally. So maybe there is some upside coming soon if we can break these most recent swing highs, which is around 325. Just hold
Okay.
with stops if you're long term, and there's nothing to worry about here. I
What did
hope
we
you're not.
say yesterday in UNH? Sorry to interrupt you, Rob, but yesterday we said we were bullish as long as we're both 302, right? So that's the you got to understand that, right? If you're trading UNH, you have to just be a buyer and just hold. It's kind of like Amazon, right? Amazon, if you try to intraday trade it on 5 minute time frame, you're gonna get smacked in the face with a textbook, right? If you have just hold on hourly candles, like seriously, some stocks just move that way. On UNH, it's not even hourly candles, it's daily candles, right? So Amazon's hourly, UNH is gonna be daily, right? Any of these Russell names are gonna be daily names. So you have to understand as long as you're above 302 now, you're bullish. Your stop has to be $12. It's just simply as that, right? Where does it go back to? Macro, this could go back at 344, right? This could go right back at 344. That's a big level. Uh, I would be careful of trying to day trade this though, because it's very difficult. It's a really fun stock to trade, but it's very difficult to get right. For myself, I would be hard. It'd be difficult to trade this. But if you are holding it, use the daily time frame. 302 is your stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they
Piton.
asking? Why are they asking for a like piton? My
I don't know.
piton is sitting in my terrace for like nothing. It's just like dusting, and spiders are using it right now.
It's a dead chart
It's a
too.
dead
Nothing.
chart.
Nothing
Like
there.
there's nothing here. It's a
Yeah.
trend. It looks like a trend break is coming. So stay safe. Look at this. This is coming. If it loses the 7, the 682, then 660, every move has been sold into this. So I mean, this could be the light at the tunnel, end of the tunnel, but it needs to break 8. If it breaks 7, it could come back down here. So be careful. I don't
Yeah.
trade this, guys. Like I don't, if you especially with day trading, don't trade this. This is shit. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what else? Costco. Last chart. Okay, before we call it. Yeah, another one. Oh my God. Yeah, this looks pretty ominous. 1,000. It's just sitting right at 1,000 here. But again, this is clear massive. I don't know what happened. What is earnings? Is that what had happened here? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be demand. So if this thing's right now, it just flushed 1,000 and reclaimed 1,000. So if it's going to do a trend reversal, it has to do it here. You can maybe watch it about 1,004 or 1,005 and have 1,000 as stop. So it's something you can trade. Again, be careful. Low liquidity name. Lots of things happening in the world. Spreads are going to be bad. So if you're day trading, be careful. Swing trading. I mean, if you can wait for 1,000, you can probably trade 1,000. It's trend to flip, then you can probably trade it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, guys. That's it's a good time to call it, Brett.
Good time to call, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for joining in. We'll see you guys all for live trading. We trade with us. If not, we'll see you guys on Monday.
Yeah, if you're
Bye,
live
guys.
trading, I have a link here, guys. If you want to live trade, it's on the video's bio. So click on it, live trade with us, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you guys soon. Bye, guys.